Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a stern or rear-mounted trolling motor mount for a transom trolling motor on your Crescent Shoalie Kayak. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. In order to make the template for the rear trolling motor mount, what I need to do is remove the rear handle, which has two 1/4 by 20 bolts with a 7/16 inch nut on the inside of the hull. I removed the rear handle so I can make the template for my trolling motor mount. And I wanted to mention these four spots here on the rear of the Shoalie, which are used for attachments for various accessories. Now, the two in the back here look like they'd be okay, but in my opinion, these two up front, first of all, you can't get anything behind there like a fender washer or something wider than just the nut on a bolt to hold it in place, as well as this is very thin in here, and I would be concerned about some kind of tear out or rip out of the material while using it. So what I'm going to do is use these two holes that were already drilled as two of the attachment points for my mount, and then somewhere up in here, depending on how my mount turns out, I'm going to use those as attachment points. This is my base mount that I made from the template, and I've got all my bolt holes in there. Everything lines up nice, so all I need to do now is attach my bracket to it. This is the modified trolling motor bracket I'm going to use in this project, and I've done this before, so I'll provide a link in the narrative section for anyone that's interested in building it. Okay, so I've set my modified trolling motor bracket on top of the trolling motor mount, and I'm going to go ahead and mark my three holes used to attach them together. And because my holes here for this bracket are situated where they are, I'll be able to drill straight through and run bolts in there because of the gap underneath for the Shoalie hull. And also, this back end of the bracket is going to butt up against the Shoalie for extra stability. This is an installed view of the trolling motor mount with the bracket attached to it. And going up into the center of the bracket, you can see the three bolts there used to attach it to the mount. And because of the hole design, there's no interference issues. Coming down to the right side, you can see how it lays on top of the hull. And towards the rear of the hull, you can see where the trolling motor bracket butts up to the hull itself for a nice solid fit. And I used 1/8 inch thick by 1 inch diameter rubber washers in between the hull and the mount itself for a more solid fit. This is the install view of the transom mounted trolling motor on the Crescent Shoalie Kayak. So coming up here to the mount I made, you can see everything's attached, and I have my quick release pin in the bracket itself, and I will include a link to that build in this narrative section. So let you get a closer view all the way around it. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that I had to remove the rear lifting handle on the kayak in order to install my mount. So what I did was just took an aftermarket handle that has some paracord through it and just looped it around the quick release pin, and it acts as a lift handle for the kayak. So that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments. Thank you.